Hello and welcome back to these filmmaking masterclass workshops. I hope that your storyboarding has been going well for your film and that you're starting to put together your visual approach to how you want to shoot your story. Now, today's episode is about something really important, and it is sound. Film is often considered a visual art form, which is very true. But around the 1920s and the 1930s, the use of sound recording, and being able to synchronize sound with imagery developed, and cinema and filmmaking has never been the same since. Now, when sound first developed, it was just about being able to record the dialogue, being able to record what people say and adding it to the visuals. But it developed much further, where sound became a very creative part of storytelling. And I don't just mean through your choice of music, I mean what you do with the sounds of the environment and how you're creative with those. Now, this is described in filmmaking in two different ways. There's diegetic sound and non-diegetic sound. Now, diegetic sound are the kind of sounds that are within the story. So at the moment I'm in a living room, so there's certain sounds I can hear. I can hear a fish tank in the background. I can hear someone drilling outside. I can hear the buzz of a fridge. If my TV was on, I would hear that. If the radio was on, or if there was a kettle boiling in the kitchen next door. These are all diegetic sounds. They're all from the space of the story. Now, non-diegetic sound, that's like the way music is placed in a film. Like a music track might come on. Now the characters don't hear that. Likewise, not just with music, but sound effects, like a drone sound. In horror films especially, is used a lot. Because again, the characters can't hear that within the space, but for the audience, it makes us feel scary. So you really need to think about diegetic and non-diegetic sound. In your story, what are your settings? What I want you to do is really close your eyes and think about what you hear, because it tells us a story. So for example, if your character is very happy and they're outside, what kind of sounds could we play up? Could we play the birds singing? Could there be water running, a river in the background? Sounds like that bring a positive feeling. Or if your character is feeling down in the dumps, maybe even scared, is there ways that we can bring out the diegetic sound? So I mentioned earlier the buzz of a fridge. In one of my own films, I've actually used the sound of a kettle boiling to build up the drama between characters. And I raised the sound of that kettle boiling because it's so violent and vibrant. They're added to the tension. So with each location, think about the setting, think about the sounds, and how can you use those sounds creatively. Then also think about non-diegetic sound. What music will you use? And not just music, could you add in other sound effects? For example, as I mentioned earlier, like a drone sound, something that is similar to music. Because one thing I will warn you, or to be cautious of, is don't just lay in one song over your entire film. We don't want our films becoming music videos. In the same way that I said hold back or try to use no dialogue at all, we also don't want our sound just to record people talking. Again, we want to be really, really creative. So what I want you guys to do going forward is look at your story and break down your sounds. Make a list of what sounds could be added. Because the thing that most filmmakers who are learning, the biggest flaw is bad sound. So just as you've planned out and storyboarded your visual approach, I now want you to make a list of all the sound effects. And I often call this a soundscape. Yeah, so it's not just sounds thrown in. There's a soundscape that you could actually close your eyes and watch your film, and the sound from the beginning through to the end will take us on a journey and tell us a story. So that is your next task. Really think about your sound effects, make a list. You may record them separate to your visuals, but now focus on the sound, make that list, and then I'll see you in the next episode where we start to bring it all together in the edit.